Hello and welcome to this session of Catching Up with Shelby and Rhett. I'm Rhett Hubbard, your general manager, and this is Shelby Berg, your director of banquets, events, and catering.
And
We are
more.
happy to be here on this fall day. It actually kind of feels like fall today. Thank goodness. I'm liking
Yeah.
the cooler weather, a little bit of rain. That's really good. Shelby, I'll let you kind of talk about what kind of upcoming events that you might have going on that people need to be aware of.
Yes. So on Monday, I'll start selling for Antebellum. That's the Lady A tribute. They'll be here on October 24th. So those go on sale Monday morning at 9. Um, we had a great UNT concert last night, the 3 o'clock lab band for anybody that came. They did really awesome. Um, And since we last met, we had the barbecue cook-off. That was a really great event. We won best chicken wing and people's choice for overall barbecue. So it was a lot of fun. The chefs had a really good time just cooking together, um, just bouncing ideas off, and it was really just good bonding time for everybody. So yeah, any other upcoming events? We'll have one more UNT concert in November. There'll be chamber music, and then of course the holiday gala. We're finalizing menu with chef and should be getting that information out in the next couple of weeks to kind of kick off the holiday season.
That's awesome. That's really great. Yeah, and congratulations to Chef Jenna, Chef Patrick, and Chef Dan for their victory and all the teams and everything you did to coordinate everything. Shelby, I know that was a lot. So we'll hop into the questions. This isn't really a question. I guess it's more of a statement and or reminder. Due to the cooler weather and getting darker a little earlier and the sun coming up a little later in the mornings, if you're running or walking, and I kind of mentioned this in my note from Red on Friday, try to wear some reflective clothing to make sure you're visible for your protection and for the driver's protection. Make sure you're obeying all those traffic laws and just doing your best to protect yourself. So just really be aware of that. A little reflectors or a little blinking, flashing light or some piece of clothing that you can put on yourself to be more visible would go a long way to help you and others. Uh, Another one has anyone checked the irrigation system and notice how much it waters the street? So there were some places near Orangewood and especially Ed Robeson Boulevard. We need to do some sprinkler adjustments. Renee Eusebio is our common area supervisor, so he has two full-time irrigators that go all around the property doing that. They were sure to do some sprinkler adjustments on those major thoroughfares through our community, and then they'll continue to work their way through the community doing irrigation adjustments, repairs, and the like as they go. So the way that goes, if you notice any irrigation breaks or reported leaks, you can email me at rhett.hubbard@robeson.com or email linda.karen@robeson.com, and then we'll communicate those with Renee and his team over there so we can be sure to get those irrigation leaks or readjustments completed in a timely fashion for you. This one, next question is regarding the drink water area over near the pond. There are a lot of people that exercise and walk around the pond near Drinkwater and Ironbark. The problem is that has to be an irrigation leak in several places north of the pond. The sidewalk always has running water and something eventually going to slip. So we've noticed some issues over there on that north side. What it really is really not an irrigation leak, but all that irrigation from the homes at the top of the hill kind of navigates and makes their way down there. So water seems to go across that area. So we've added some French drains, and this area is relatively new. So we'll continue to do mitigation work regarding more drainage and French drains in order to do our best to prevent that water from flowing across that sidewalk, potentially causing a hazard. Kind of thanks for bringing that to our attention. We are kind of aware of some work that needs to be done in that area, and we'll continue to kind of make improvements as we go along. And then remember, you can always use your Q&A feature at the bottom of your screen in case you want to join Shelby and me and ask questions live. We're excited to answer your questions. So another A pre-submitted question. I have observed vendors and contractors using the Michelle Way gate. Is there a way to delete their gate access for both Michelle and Orangewood? Well, the only contractors or vendors that are given access to the Michelle Way gate are trades that do work for the construction department. So if they're doing work for the construction department, say the framer or the stucco guy, or the HVAC individual, they are given gate access through those areas. So those contractors will continue to have access through Michelle and Orangewood that do work for the developer. Any other group, such as landscapers and the like, do not have access to Michelle Way or Orangewood. They must go through the main gate. There's only one landscaper other than Blooming, which does work for the developer that can gain access through Michelle Way, and that is the landscaper that does the landscaping for the villas right there when you enter into Michelle Way Gate. Other than that, no one has access to that. So the access for the construction department trades will continue to have access through that area. And patrol does park down there and does speed monitoring in the dog park a few days a week, and we'll continue to watch out. They also watch out for piggybackers and the like during that time.
Going back to the walking and bicycling, when walking on streets with sidewalks, we have to make sure everyone is walking on the sidewalk instead of the street.
Well, I mean, people can walk on sidewalks or streets. There's some people who don't want to walk on the sidewalks because they're not level, and there's really no way to say, "Hey, don't walk on the street." You know, I mean, I definitely agree that it might be safer for you to walk on the sidewalks if sidewalks are present, but some people, due to knee problems or different ailments, the street is more comfortable for them to walk. We just ask that, if you are taking that risk to walk in the street, that, or even on the sidewalk, that you just use reflective clothing, walk towards the flow of traffic, and just follow all those rules if you're a walker,
Mm-hmm.
or safety guidelines, I guess I'll call them.
Mm-hmm.
We live on Lindenwood Trail, a portion of the street that backs up to Robeson Ranch Road. There is no guardrail, retaining wall, sound barrier, or even a curb to stop the speeding cars from coming into our backyards and running into our homes. With a massive increase in development, has there been any discussion regarding safety and security for the homes that back up the busy road? We've noticed that development across the street address this with brick walls and things of that nature. Well, this is kind of developer decision regarding the walls. Uh, right now, the three-rail white fence is what we're going to have. There is no discussions regarding the HOA changing what the entrance of our property looks like. There, there is an easement there regarding that, and everything has been approved by the city of Denton regarding what we've constructed. So there are no plans to add any um, shrubbery, curbing, guardrails, any of that to that area on any area that kind of abuts Robeson Ranch Road.
Do you know why there are no poop bag stations by the pond?
I feel like that we installed two of them over there, and I could be wrong, but I think in both entries, sidewalk entries of that pond, so one on Drinkwater and one on Ironbark, I believe there should be doggy bag stations there. If there are not, we will be sure to add them, but I believe that did come up in a catching up with Shelby and Rhett.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I believe we added them. If we haven't, we'll be sure to do that. But there should be two at the pond entry on both ends.
Yes, we had discussed the bags, but there weren't going to be trash cans near there.
Yeah, no trash cans with poop bag containers.
Mhm. Do we have any plans to fix the windows in the indoor pool? They're foggy, and uh, why can we not use the sliding doors?
Well, nothing's wrong with the windows really foggy. When we deal with high humidity, our HVAC system's pulling the humidity out of that room. The reason you can't use those sliding doors, especially in Texas when there's a ton of humidity outside, is because just like in your house, you're not going to want to open your doors while your AC is running full blast. So that HVAC, his job is to pull out that humidity out of that room. And if we kept those doors open, it's working harder. If there's a little bit of fogginess on the windows, it's due to the incredible humidity we've had over the earlier this week. But we will look to ensure that our desert air HVAC system is running optimally, keeping that area pretty good. I did a walkthrough last week. Everything seemed to be really good. There was no fog. The windows weren't foggy on that day, but that's kind of why you can't use the sliding doors. Maybe if it's wintertime and it's a little cooler and there's no humidity outside, it's really not going to hurt the indoor pool environment. But if we start opening those doors during the hot summer months or even spring and early fall, you could have some issues.
All right, ready for bocce court?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Okay. Did the same concrete company pour the concrete under the artificial turf on the bocce courts? And could there be some future problems under the turf?
I don't know. I don't know if the same concrete company poured those. Like I said, I don't coordinate those work. Now those have been inspected. We have rolled bocce balls on there. They were a monolithic pour, so just one pour for that entire portion of the bocce court. I don't believe there's any issues with those, even if the same concrete company poured those. There need no patching. There was no surface cracking. Those were inspected and seem to be performing as they were designed. So I don't anticipate any issues with those courts.
Are partial fences allowed? I've seen several that face the golf courses and seen several short ones off of patios.
No partial fences should be allowed. I mean, if you have any images or can take pictures of what you're talking about and email them to me, and then I can figure out what address, or you could let me know the addresses, and then we can make sure they are compliant with our rules as they exist.
Will there be handicap parking at the new bocce courts?
Yeah, there's plans for handicap parking. The handicap parking is going to be kind of when you turn into the clubhouse area. There's like four parking spots, I believe, will be there that will be handicapped. There will be a pathway that's poured when they pour this new concrete that connects to the other sidewalk so they can access it. So it's closest to our ADA courts. So the
Mm. And back to the windows on the indoor pool. They're saying there's several windows that are definitely white and not clear.
sounds great. We'll check into it.
If someone adds a golf cart garage, should the driveway to that garage go all the way to the street?
Just depends on what the property looks like and what model of home it is. So,
Some of them, I guess they kind of curve.
yeah, I mean, if it comes around to the side, I mean, the board will look at that, it's a variance. I mean, most of the time on these like a garage, like golf cart garages, if you add one post build, you would want to add it if that model already has a golf cart garage, where that model would originally have that golf cart garage. Now, if you're trying to add it onto an older home that doesn't necessarily have a golf cart garage, there's going to be variances that will have to be given, or potentially non-approvals if it just doesn't match the community or it looks like it was an afterthought. If it looks seamless with the home, a lot of times you're going to be okay. But I mean, really what they're looking at through the ALC is just continuity. You want to look at something and it looks similar to all the other homes and all the other designs of the homes. If something sticks out and looks totally different, then that most of the time is not going to be approved. But all you would need to do is get a drawing sketch of that, then apply through the ALC office. The ALC committee would review it, potentially approve it or deny it at that time, and then you could go from there. The $1 million question: Will HOA dues increase in 2026? Well, it's really too early to tell definitively if there will be if there will be a dues increase in 2026. I would potentially expect one, a small percentage increase in dues, but we're working through that with our financial analysts and the finance committee and the board, determine if a dues increase in 2026 is needed for either operations or reserve. So we're working through that. And we'll definitely know by the October 23rd financial state of the HOA. That meeting's at 7 o'clock. It's in the clubhouse. During that meeting, we'll review where we're at in this year, 2025. We'll have show you the projected year end and the proposed 2026 budget for that, and which will include what if any potential dues raises are foreseen for 2026. Then we will again do pretty much the same thing in our November board meeting, November 6th at 7 o'clock at night in the clubhouse. And then at which point the board will vote to accept the proposed budget. And then that proposed budget will be put in action in 2026. So don't miss October 23rd at 7 o'clock. A lot of good information in that. We, of course, will share the entire PowerPoint presentation after that meeting. So even if you can't be there, you'll get all the information and see the proposed due structure for 2026 and see the proposed budget.
Recently there were red spray marks were made on concrete where some green belt sidewalks meet the street. Does this mean some changes will be made there perhaps to meet ADA requirements?
Yeah, and some of our older walking paths, they are all grandfathered in with the rolled curb, but we've been making our way over the past couple years and taking some of those older walking paths in the woods and converting those entries to ADA. If you do see some markings in some of those walking paths, we are going to be doing a few again towards the end of this year with our concrete company as part of our road repairs. So those should take place sometimes before the end of the year. I have kind of a construction related question. It's just regarding sometimes when our superintendents or the trades leave the house, they're leaving on lights in those houses. If you notice that they're leaving on lights in those houses all throughout the home, uh, please notify your HOA, and then I'll notify the construction project manager, John Orlandi, to address this issue. To make sure it's taken care of. So if lights are left on in a house that's under construction, please inform me. You can reach out to patrol too, and the doors might be unlocked, and we can address that and then make sure to follow back up. Someone sent an inquiring question regarding gift cards at the grill or gift cards for the bar since we're entering into holiday season. You can always purchase your gift card at the bar, I mean, at the grill, that can be used in the bar and the pro shop for that matter, and the Wild Horse Grill at the hostess stand. I've talked to our F&B team, they are going to be, excuse me, advertising for this a little bit more as we enter into the holiday season, just so you know, if you want to get a, 25, 50, 15, 10, $100 gift card at the Wild Horse Grill for a neighbor, a friend, a family member. You could go ahead and do that at our hostess stand. Go talk to Autumn or one of the individuals that work up at that hostess stand, and they'll be happy to accommodate you with that gift card request.
Yeah, I think they sent something out earlier today on that too.
Awesome. So, Golf Forum is coming up here October 14th, right?
Yes.
October
Yeah, we
14th.
changed it. Sorry.
October 14th at 4 p.m. It's going to be happening. So um, during this time, we're going to be discussing uh, golf rates for 2026, proposed golf rates for 2026, and then the golf course renovation of the South Course. And we'll just do kind of a review of how we got to where we're at, and then what to look forward to in the future regarding that golf course renovation and how will it affect play and the availability of the South Course in 2026. So you do not have to be a golfer to attend. This will be in the clubhouse at 4 p.m. on October 14th. That's a Tuesday. We hope that we have a big crowd so you can all be informed and be there. We'll have time to answer questions. I'll conduct the meeting, but our Director of Golf, Craig Pullen, and then our Director of Agronomy, Ryan Kaufman, will be there to be able to answer any questions regarding golf operations or golf maintenance that you might have during that meeting. It can be very informative, and we hope you're there.
Should all contractors have some sort of signage on their vehicles?
We do not require contractors to have signage on their vehicles.
And another upcoming meeting, October 29th. County Commissioner Diane Edmondson, she'll have a county roads presentation. It'll be in the ballroom at 6 o'clock. So that's Wednesday, October 29th.
Perfect.
Mark your calendar for that too.
Wednesday, October 29th.
6 o'clock, yes.
Awesome. That's great. And that meeting, along with the golf forum, will be live streamed. So just so you're aware, for golf forum and then any other informational community meetings will be live streamed as well.
The depth sign in the pool are really faded. Are there any plans to replace or touch up?
Yeah, this will be done as soon as we're just about out of pool season now. So that's part of our winter project. We've already kind of identified some areas around the pool that need to be maintained and addressed, and those depth signs are one of those that we'll be sure to address as we enter into this kind of fall winter season in preparation for our next pool season next year. So thanks for bringing that up. But yes, we will be sure that is addressed. You could tell catching up with Shelby and Rhett was a quick turnaround time with the 24th. So
Yes.
not a lot more. I don't have any more writing questions. I'm happy to answer any more of the Q&A. I'm not trying to break a record for quick catching up with Shelby and Rhett in history. We had a great crowd or still do over 150. So if you have a question, anything, feel free to kind of reach out and answer those questions. Just to remember that for those of you that you want to get involved, you can submit applications for committee volunteers, all our committees, finance, facilities, living well, ALC, election, and I'm forgetting one, are all open so if you want to get involved and know more regarding those committees, you can go ahead and submit those applications, and then you have potential to get selected to those committees. And remember, all committee meetings are always open to any of our homeowners and residents. If y'all want to come in, kind of see what's going on and be involved, you can definitely do that.
Will there be seating at the bocce courts for both players and non-players?
Yeah, we're working our way through kind of an order for that, but there will be right now, the plan is to put park benches at the end of every court. So 16, potentially 32 park benches, depending on the sides. Some additional backless benches kind of stationed kind of at the kind of the 50-yard line of the courts, if you will, and then some picnic tables and stuff underneath that ramada. So there will be some seating underneath there.
We have new neighbors that moved on our street and they're leaving their garage and front door lights all night long. Is there a restriction on when they should turn off their lights? Their lights do shine across the street into other guest bedrooms.
Yeah, currently there are limited restrictions on your carriage lights if they are on. It should not cast an unreasonable amount of light onto neighboring properties. I think it's how it's listed in the ALC. I would just ask, personally go have a conversation with your neighbor if that getting, and then if you want you know, us to get involved, ALC, and then the board, we can also get involved with that. But it's just really suggestions regarding that. I mean, the board has noticed that sometimes carriage lights and things like that are used for security purposes and the deterrence from people accessing properties at night. So there really are no really restrictions totally that call out when those lights should be off.
All right, and do you have a status of the front entry waterfall repairs, and is everything going according to schedule?
Well, everything is not going to schedule because of this wonderful 4 inches of rain we got on Monday morning and then additional rain today. I like rain, but it kind of throws off a schedule a little bit. They're out there working today. There's a lot of dirt to be added. There was a lot of erosion underneath those rocks as we kind of were aware of. But right now, I mean, barring additional rain, I look kind of 10 days out. We do have some more rain potentially next week, but low chances going into this week. Seems like they should get back at it, be able to get all that fill dirt they need about 100 tons of fill dirt to put back in that area. They'll get that dirt and then start rebuilding that. So, in my opinion, we're pretty close to us on schedule. Just continuing to depend on rain, but that was a lot of rain we got early Monday morning. That's one day gone that they were unable to kind of get any work done on that day.
We love to see fish tacos added to the menu at the grill, both fried and grilled fish.
Yeah, that's something I can share with our team. I don't know if fish tacos are added to our new lunch menu. They're kind of creating a new lunch menu now, but that's not saying we can't potentially add those or even, just do it more with features and stuff like that. So
I know they have a lot of special nights coming up with like baby back ribs and fried fish night, things like that. We can definitely, yeah, pass along like a fish taco feature or
yeah.
something too. Tell us again what's going on the west side of Cleveland, Gibbs, and Ropes and Ranch Road.
I'm not for sure of the updated list. Now you can refer to our YouTube channel of the last Diane Edmondson event that took place. She did mention exactly what was there. I do have a community meeting tomorrow, and I can update myself and potentially put something in my next note from Rhett, if not the next one, the following one, to kind of update you. I know there's going to be potentially a restaurant. I've heard Rodeo Goat, which is a burger place that could potentially be across the street. I've heard gas station and other things that could be happening as well. So I'll try to get a more definitive list for you. And if not, you can, like I said, go just check it out on the YouTube. You can kind of fast forward through it to the spots where you kind of get that. I know there's over 1,000 watches on that so far.
Mhm. Are there any chances of a porta potty in the garden area? There will be no line of sight to the porta potty.
The board has discussed it. I don't think it would be a porta potty, it'd be a more formal kind of unit, but there's nothing definitive right now regarding putting a porta potty. There are some concerns about the views of the people who back up to the garden regarding a porta potty being located there.
Back to the lights on the houses. How about back patio floodlights that have daylight sensors to stay on as long as it's dark?
Yeah, now floodlights are different. Now floodlights are going to cast an unreasonable amount of lighting on neighboring property, and floodlights. I mean, what we would recommend is having those motion sensors on those lights, where those will light up regarding motion and then go off when you have no motion. But anyone that's keeping floodlights on all night on the back porch, if you do have an address or something to share with us, we will have a conversation with those individuals regarding those floodlights.
Who paints the fire hydrants? Many have multiple colors and looks a bit strange.
Those are those are painted by the city of Denton. So if you notice that they need to paint it, you can reach out to the city of Denton customer service number yourself and indicate that this one needs to be painted. Or you can reach out to us and we will reach out to the city of Denton. Both are going to be just as effective. So they're not going to listen to me any faster than they'll listen to you as a homeowner regarding the needs for those to be painted, but those are painted by the city of Denton.
This person joined a little late, but I don't think we've touched on it yet, but they wanted to say thank you to everyone who had a hand in getting the signal light installed at the front gate. I feel so much better pulling onto Ropes Ranch Road. It's been great. And then had another person asking how it's working out so far.
I believe it's working out good. I mean, we've had comments about the turn only lanes on traveling east and west regarding that and some identifiers to let people know earlier. Again, this is kind of out of our purview, and I've shared my concerns regarding that with city and county officials. I would recommend that homeowners do the same thing regarding comments of whatever that you notice that could cause a potential hazard. Now, leaving and coming into the community, I feel, me personally, as a commuter here, I feel a lot safer turning out and a lot safer turning in. So it's doing its job regarding safety and just being comfortable driving and knowing that. I would still have a sense of awareness up there, make sure cars are stopping. It is, people are still being trained to utilize this light. So just, don't just jump out there and kind of be aware of your surroundings and the other drivers around.
And I have somebody asking if there are any plans to add overhead signs indicating left turn lanes. Just marking on the pavement isn't enough.
Again, this is like the engineers and the powers that be with
Mm.
TxDOT in the city are your people, so I'm not aware of that. Again, I will advocate for the needs of the community through my contacts, and I encourage you all to do the same, whether that's through your city council member or counties or contacting the city directly to express your concerns.
Do you know if there'll be a right turn lane created to enter Robeson?
There's potential for that. The reason the stop light, the signal light is so far back onto our property is there's potential to add a right turn only lane into Robeson Ranch right there into that city right of way. Right now, I don't know if any plans are imminent, but they are preparing or they did prepare for the eventual right turn lane by the location of those signal lights.
Um, it says, have you heard anything about does it say decile lanes? That the North Lake mayor said on Facebook a few days ago were also in the works?
Decel lanes, no, I haven't heard anything about that.
I haven't either. Hmm, I'm not sure on that one. Um, will damaged lounge chairs at the pool be replaced?
Well, they'll be refinished. So this is again as a part of our kind of our winter projects. So during every winter, along with like repainting or taking stains off the decking or whatever wear and tear the pool has experienced during pool season, all those items will be repaired and or replaced uh, for before the upcoming new pool season. So just ensured that money was in the budget to get all those chairs kind of repaired and they'll be 100% repaired and reupholstered and good to go for next year.
Foil in garage doors in a few houses on Grandview. Who should address this?
ALC. Exact addresses, it always makes it a little bit easier, but
Mhm.
I'll go ahead and make a note and we'll go out and make sure that we're taking a look. And that's just like foil over windows, I guess, and garage doors.
Let's see what they say. With multiple family, friends, guests living with residents, what are guidelines for overnight driveway parking?
So overnight driveway parking, you can't park any more than one, you cannot get approved for parking any more than one vehicle in your driveway for the long term, which is renewed every 6 months. So if you have two vehicles and and two vehicles and a two-car garage and you have a third vehicle, you can apply for driveway parking, at which point you'll be approved. If you have a vehicle that is not standard and can't fit in your garage, that vehicle won't be approved for driveway parking. If you have a 1-ton truck, that vehicle is not approved, will not be approved for driveway parking. Um, those are listed in your rules and regulations guidelines regarding that, but those are kind of the rules. If you have a shop or something preventing cars from parking in the garage, that you will not be allowed for driveway parking. So you can't add something into your garage is going to prevent your car from being parked in to be approved for driveway parking.
And back to that foil, it is on the windows,
All right,
garage.
we'll make sure we look out for that and get that addressed.
Okay. We had a wild boar run across Robeson Ranch Road just east of Robeson. Have we seen them again on the ranch?
We have not seen them again on the ranch, knock on wood, but I knew, I knew once they were moving dirt over there on Hunter Ranch that, it's going to stir up the habitat of those pigs, if you will. But we haven't seen any activity at this time of any wild boars on the ranch. It's been about 8 years, knock on wood, since we've experienced that. This is a varmint that we will trap and eliminate if we do notice there's activity on the ranch. How you can notice is they rut like a armadillo would, but the damage is way more significant. So if you notice huge damage to your flower beds, they'll go hunting for grub worms and things like that, especially during the fall season when you have softened soil. You can give the HOA a call, let us come out, give it a check to ensure that it is uh, activity from a hog, and then we'll find a place to set a trap and figure out how we can best eliminate that.
Have you heard of the new tenants on the west development across from Robeson
Yeah,
Boulevard?
we kind of covered this a little bit. I don't know really exactly what tenants are going to be. If you go to the YouTube site and go to Robeson Ranch, Texas, and look at the videos, the last uh, Diane Edmondson meeting, I think it was the Denton Economic Report or
Mhm.
something like that. That's going to mention that as well. I know it will be mentioned in the October 28th meeting, 29th.
29th, Wednesday,
29th
29th.
meeting at
Mhm.
6:30. But I will also see if I can peruse that. And do have a community meeting tomorrow that I'll be attending and see if I can get the newest information. I'll be sure to share what I know with the community.
Mhm.
A lot of good comments. There was a good flurry of questions. Right now, we don't have any more questions to answer for you. If you would, last call for questions, I guess. We'd love to answer any more, but
We have friends interested in Robeson Ranch. They asked how many houses and residents are here now.
there's 3,200 homes, a little over 6,000 residents. So we're about a little more than halfway. It's plus or minus 10% of 6,000 homes. So at current build rate, you're looking at about another 18 to 20 years of development here in Robeson Ranch. All right, great questions. We thank you so much. We're here to serve you. We're here to work hard for this community that you kind of bought into a dream and want to live here and be active. So if you have any questions or anything that you need, you can always reach out to me or Shelby at any time. We're here to serve you. Thank you so much, and we'll see you around the ranch. Thank you, Shelby.
All right, thank you.
All right, bye bye.